All right, Dan Clark here from LIM College. I've been teaching my Excel and economics for the last 15 years. Students love economics. I'm just making a joke. Um, but elasticity, it's a very common thing, easy to figure out. And it is very important. You want to see if your company can raise prices. If I raise my prices, will I lose customers? And will it bring down my total revenue? Or if I raise my prices, uh, can I make money and increase my total revenue? A lot has to do with branding, right? We have a course in branding. If I have brand loyalty, you can raise your prices and make more money. But we have to look at the elasticity to see if that's possible. So here, before I do the Excel, I got product A here with a very up and down slope with elasticity. So with this company here, product A, with my demand curve, it's supposed to be a D, I go from price 1 to price 2. I increase my prices drastically. What happens to the quantity sold, which is on the x-axis? And then my quantity sold goes. All right, let's do a little bit of elasticity using Excel. Figure out the coefficient of demand elasticity. So for my product here, I'm selling, I don't even know what I'm selling, but I'm selling something. But the old price was $100. I'm increasing prices to $115. Of course, that's a 15% increase. And the quantity, I used to sell 950, but now with the new price increase, I'm selling 875. So there's a decrease in price because, of course, demand is downward sloping. Higher price, less people want to buy it. But let's see if this was a good idea. So we're going to take a look at elasticity. So elasticity, of course, is the percent change of quantity divided by the percent change in price. It probably will come out as a negative number, but we're going to make it sure that it always comes out as a positive number or an absolute number. And then we'll take a look at the total revenues and the old and the new revenues and see if we've increased and decreased our revenues. So first, let's do the percent change in quantity. So this is just the equal open paren because I want to take the new number of the quantity sold minus, if I can find my minus, the old number, and close my paren, or this won't work at all because I got to do the lower math first before I divide by the old number. So new minus old divided by old gives us the percent change. So we see this, it comes out as a negative 8%. And again, I don't really want the negative. I just want the absolute number without the minus sign. So I'm just going to click back up on my formula or double click here either way. After the equal sign, I'm going to use the absolute function, the ABS function. Again, every function has to have an open paren and a closed paren behind it. And that should get rid of my negative sign. And it does. There's my 8%. So I'm just going to, it's the same formula down here to price basically, but 2 rows down. So I'm just going to do a quick copy and then paste it down here. And this is the 15%. I get my squiggly lines up above, hit my escape key once if I ever want to get rid of those. So there are my percent changes. So the quantity and price. So to find the coefficient of demand elasticity, you just divide the percent change in quantity divided by the percent change in price. Enter, and it comes out at 0.53. So this is less than 1. Get my less than sign. Less than 1, of course, that is inelastic. Inelastic, see if I can spell it correctly. If it was greater than 1, that would be elastic. So inelastic demand, I should increase my total revenue with this. So total revenue, of course, let's go check it out and make sure it works. It's the, I'm going to do the old total revenue first. What's the quantity times the price, right? How much I sold at what price? So the 950 times the 100, about 90, $5,000. I'm just going to copy this across with my autofill. So yeah, I've increased my total revenue. And if I want to see how much I've increased it, I can just do equal the new minus the old. So we've increased total revenue by $5,625. So this could be a good one to graph. And then we'll play around with it and see how the graph changes. So what I want to graph is I want to compare the old revenue and the new revenue. So I want to use the title old. So I click once here. This is the hardest part of this spreadsheet. Click on old, hold my control key down, and click on the 95,000. Let go. Then click, while I still have the control key down, click on new, click on the 100,000, and this is what I want to graph, right? Those two things. And then I'll see if it works. I'm going to insert then a graph. The one I want is nice bar chart. I'll choose the first one. So there's my old and new. And I'm going to shrink this up a little bit so I can play around with some of the numbers. Beautiful. So just to see if it was elastic demand, let's say I changed my price to $115 and then the new, my new numbers were really low. Like say, I don't know, they went down to 700. That would be a drastic change. So bang, right? That happens. I'm so excited, not bang. But notice my percent change in quantity is 26% over the 15% of price. That comes out greater than 1.75. So this is elastic. And then my total revenue went down, right? $14,000. So there you can see the old and the new. And I should really change my chart title to total revenue while I think about it. Good enough for me. Maybe I should put a period. So we can see, again, if I change my numbers around, what was it before? Like say if it was even a better, my quantity went down less. It went down like say just a little bit. I had really inelastic demand like to 925. Boom, then I'll see again that only a 3% in quantity change compared to a 15% in price. So again, my new total revenue is higher. So if your total revenue for the new price is higher than the old, right? This is inelastic demand. So it's on my midterm. You have to do this. Again, you have to do it with a calculator in the classroom, but try to practice this. It's kind of easy to do. It's just these are the hardest formulas here, right? The new minus old divided by the old for the percent change in the quantity and the percent change in the price, right? And then you take quantity divided by price. So a couple formulas to memorize and to practice before the test. Fine.